Well, it is a rather chilly day here in Kansas today. In fact, earlier we had sleet falling. And it just seems like as the day goes on, it gets colder and colder. Tomorrow we have a chance for snow, maybe about like an inch or so. And I know it's supposed to be even colder yet. So this afternoon I thought I'd get out here in the greenhouse and do a few things to hopefully help it maintain a little bit of warmth through the next several days. As you can see, a while back we added this hay right down the middle. Since the hay seems like it's kind of broken down a lot since I've put it in here, I decided I'm going to build it back up again, only this time I'm going to use some leaves. So I'm going to run out real quick and grab a couple of bags and I'll be right back. Right now it is about 42 degrees outside and it is about 60 in here. And just from my observations, it has always been anywhere from 20 to 30 degrees warmer in here through the day. Now, I've never really compared the nighttime temperatures, so I'm really not too sure how far off they are, but I'm pretty sure that it probably gets a lot closer than 20 degrees difference at night. But I do think the nighttime temps in here are a little warmer than what they are outside because the tomatoes haven't froze yet. Okay, so I got the second bag of leaves scattered and I got them wet down really well. Looks like there's a lot of hay mixed in with that rabbit poop. Maybe instead of making a tea out of the rabbit poop, I'll just spread the hay and rabbit poop right over the top of the leaves and then wet it all down really good. Well, as you can see, I got it all done. It took me a lot longer than I expected it to. And let me tell you, I discovered new muscles that I didn't know I had. It wasn't really hard work, nor was it really heavy or anything like that, or even labor intensive. It was just the way that I had to stoop over and scoop it out. So I think I'm going to have to soak in the tub tonight. I also ordered some frost cloth and it's supposed to be here tomorrow, and hopefully I'll get it before it gets too cold out, and I'm going to go ahead and cover the lettuce and radishes up there in our little planter box, and then hopefully there'll be enough left to cover this tomato plant plus these back here, because I heard next week we've got some bitterly cold temperatures coming. Okay, it's been a couple of days since we put the leaves in here and we got our frost cover. We changed up a few things, so I decided to go ahead and include this in the video. The day after I put the leaves down, it got really cold and it was very overcast and it got really cold in here. I didn't really feel like I had a deep enough compost pile to make a huge difference in heating this. So, that day, Brooke and I decided to go ahead and add a couple of bales of hay. Today's been a much warmer day, but then it's also been a sunny day. As the sun's going down, it's really cooling off fast in here. In fact, I can see my breath. I don't know if you can. So I'm really not sure that it's going to actually retain enough heat to keep the tomatoes and peppers and things like that going. So when we got our frost cloth, the first thing we did is we went ahead and covered our planter box. And so after we got that done, I came in here and decided to trim up some of the tomato plants that were kind of dead and hanging up there, and kind of made it look a little bit better in here. I still have a little bit of cleanup to do on that. It makes me really sick because when I was doing some trimming, I wasn't paying attention. This was over that board right there, and it went down, and there was like a whole bunch of dead tomato plant right in there. And so I was just clipping away, and sure enough, I just clipped that right off, not realizing that it was attached to all of that. It just makes me want to cry. Okay. So basically my plan for covering the tomatoes with a frost cloth is just drape it over the fence posts throughout that area and just kind of let it lay on top of the tomatoes. But I have to tell you that today is just not my day, because I went ahead and put frost cloth around this tomato plant, and after I did that, I discovered I don't think I'm gonna have enough cloth to cover those tomatoes back there. So basically what I'm gonna do is just drape it over this area right here, because that's where the majority of the tomatoes are at. And I'm not going to worry too much about this spot over here, because that's unfortunately the one that I just cut off. Basically what I'm doing is tucking it in between the tomato plants and the plastic of the greenhouse to kind of protect them that way. And then what I'll do is I'll just drape this down and over. And it's supposed to get down to the 20s tonight, and so I guess this will be a good test to see whether or not they all survive. Even though it's mighty chilly out, it's still a beautiful evening here on the homestead. Anyway, I suppose I better go for now, because I gotta get in the house and cook supper and all of that fun stuff, and then I got some editing to get done. So I guess I will go for now, and I will see you next time. Thanks for watching, and if you like this video, please leave a like, and don't forget to subscribe if you haven't already.